Hi, first grade. Okay, for this lesson, you will need your spelling list, Unit 12, Week 3, that has the IC or the IC words on it. And you will also need your Fundations workbook with you. So press pause if you need to go get those. And if not, let's begin. Okay, so first go back to the trick word part of your workbook. And let's add the 3 trick words, starting with Mr. and then Mrs. and then want. And Mr. comes before Mrs. if you're looking at it in ABC order because it's shorter. Okay, so make sure when you add Mr., it's a capital M with an R and a period. And then right next to that or underneath it should be Mrs. with a capital M, an R, an S, and a period. Okay. After you've done those two, go to the W's in the trick words, and you will find, or you will put the word want under the W's. And you can see how to spell it there if you have your spelling list with you. So we are adding the word want to our trick words. When you are finished with that, we will go back to our vocabulary words. And I know we're starting to fill up some of our letters. So if I happen to give a word where there's no more space, then you just go to the next letter and where there is space. And I still want you to find an area to do it because I still want you to practice writing the word and writing a sentence to go with it. Okay. So what I would like for you to do on this one is I would like for you to turn your spelling words over and let's just see if you know how to spell it without looking at it. Okay. Let's just try it. The first one I want you to write down is the word, let me see, panic. So you know it begins with a P, and the word is panic. Okay, so go to the P vocabulary words, write the word panic, and mark it up. You can either turn over your paper and see if you spelled it right, and or you can look at mine. So panic. It is 2 closed syllables, panic. And remember, boys and girls, when words end in the ick sound with a short vowel, it is going to always be IC. And that is the main focus of this week, that the ick sound at the end of a word is going to be IC. Okay, here is your sentence for panic. Listen carefully. Did Mrs., and you can look at your paper if you need to for Mrs., did Mrs. Smith panic? Did Mrs. Smith panic? And I'm going to write this sentence right along with you so you can check your work. I want everything to be marked up. Capitals where they're supposed to be. Make sure you space out your words so it's nice and legible or neat. Did Mrs. Smith panic? Think about punctuation and marking up your words. Did Mrs. Smith panic? I circled the trick word. In Smith, there was a blend, there was a consonant digraph, and it is a closed syllable. In panic, I showed 2 closed syllables. Did everyone remember the question mark? Did Mrs. Smith panic? Pause it now if you need to finish your work on that. If not, we're going to go ahead and do our second word for our workbook. And our second word is frantic. 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 Go ahead and write that, or find the F's first. So go ahead and find the F's. Hopefully there's room. Try to spell it without looking at your paper. See if you know it already. If you don't, that's fine. We're learning. Frantic. There's two blends. There's two closed syllables. It ended in IC. Okay. Now I'm going to give you the sentence for frantic. And the sentence is, the dog in the bathtub is frantic. Make it nice and neat. The dog in the bathtub The dog in the bathtub is frantic. The dog in the bathtub is frantic. Now, what kind of punctuation do you think would be at the end? The dog in the bathtub is frantic. I'm marking mine up. Did you all put an exclamation mark? Should be an exclamation mark. Okay. The dog in the bathtub is frantic. If you're not done, pause it till you're finished. If you are done, let's look at it together. The dog in the bathtub. Bathtub has two closed syllables. It's got a consonant blend. Frantic. I marked the blends and I marked the two closed syllables. Okay. All right, boys and girls. Other than that, I would just like for you to read through your words one more time. Any that you think you're having trouble with, turn it over and try to write it on the back without looking at it, and then turn it back over and check your work. That's always a good, quick way to check your spelling. Yeah, that's what we'll do for today. Tomorrow, we'll get our dry erase boards and we will practice doing some of our words together. Okay, have a great night.